Gaffer, as you've just said to BBC Radio Cambridgeshire there's a platform from Saturday's performance. Things to improve on, of course, but a 4-1 win's a good enough start for any manager.
Well, I think if you said to me we've got any kind of win at Bury tomorrow night, we'd say thank you very much. It's football's always been a results business, and it becomes more emphatically to everyone how important it is to win matches at the stage of the season. So Saturday was good in terms of attitude, commitment, passion, effort, energy. The furthest and the fastest a lot of them have ran at any stage in any game this season, including some wonderful performances, of course, like at Villa Park. But we've put in more on Saturday to get that result. But they've bounced in yesterday and they bounced in today. They're fresh, they're hungry. There's good competition for places. So we have a benchmark that's been set in terms of those characteristics, and now we just need to have some of the quality a little bit crisper passing, and maybe do things a little bit quicker. And if we do that, we'll be hard to beat.
Yeah, as a new manager come in, when you have a Saturday, Tuesday game, is that a good learning curve for you, that Tuesday game, to see how players react from a weekend fixture in terms of their mentality as well as the physicality that's required?
Well, I think in terms of physicality, I think now, in fairness to the group, they're a fit group. The recovery programmes that get put in place now with the sports science team make it easier, if you like, for players to recover. So there'll be a freshness about us tomorrow night. We've got to make sure it's channelled properly. We can't be having such a good result and beating the likes of Charlton not to go and add to it. So it's always a bit the next challenge when you've dealt with the challenge before. So we know how tough Bury's going to be, but hopefully we'll be ready. Yeah.
You mentioned the defeat to Bury last season and the emphatic nature of it. And that just goes to show you in this league that if you're not on the game, you are going to get beaten. And I guess Bury are going to pose a difficult challenge for you, given the form they're in and also they're scrapping for their lives.
Well, they are scrapping for their lives, but credit to Louis. What a job he's done since he's gone in. Almost got the job permanent, if you like, the second time around. Good vision by the chairman, Stuart Dane, giving them that role. But I think they've lost one in something like 8 games, and that was away at Blackburn. So you look at a lot of draws in there, but the quality of sides they've been drawn with. 2-0 up on Saturday, of course, conceded twice later on, but should have been. I've watched the full rerun of that yesterday. They should have been 3 and 4-0 ahead, and Louis and his group would have gone away saying if we'd have got the third goal. But foot was unforgiving, as Posh found out last year at Bury, going up in, I think it was 4 or 5 minutes from memory, and you lose 5-1. I think I can remember speaking to the chairman, Darren McCann, at the time, and said it could be more than 5. So we need to be at our best. It's always a tough place to go, Giggling. It's always tough, and that's because it's a difficult venue. It's on a Tuesday evening, of course, for us this time. But the biggest reason is that they've got good players, and I don't think there's anyone in League One who didn't think Bury would be challenging at the top end of the league last summer when they put that squad together. So we've got to be on guard.
The substitutes did really well on Saturday, and I guess as a manager that gives you 1 or 2 selection headaches going into the next game, because you've got that memory of how well they did when they came on.
Well, this squad of players gives you selection headaches. It did for Charlton. It will for Bury, and whatever happens at Bury, it will for Oxford on Saturday. This is a very, very talented squad of players. There's multi-million pounds worth of talent in that dressing room, and we're very fortunate to manage it. And isn't it great when you see young men jump up and produce performances again? Young Leo looked, in spells, not all of it, but in spells, back to something special on Saturday against Charlton. And Anderson comes onto the pitch, so pleased for him. And in training today, he's been stunning again today. So we've got some wonderful young players. Marriott's one of them. He's just a goal machine. So we need to keep those young players and make sure that the older guys around them are keeping them really focused, because the older guys here are focused. I can see it in their eyes.
Yeah. With Jermaine, I guess when you're not in the squad or not making the 18, confidence tends to dip a little bit. And you saw, obviously you've seen firsthand in training what confidence can do to a player. And I guess we all know what the ability he has. And I guess it's with confidence, you're doubling it up, aren't
you? The whole dressing room reaction to Jermaine in the dressing room afterwards was fantastic to see. He's one of them, he's one of us, and you just seen a lot of the players just either hugging him or shaking his hand, and they knew what it meant to that young kid. He was a young boy that 18 months ago or so was subject to 4.5 and £5.5 million bids from the Premier League, and I've got absolutely no doubt had he not got that injury, he would have been there. But he's now, in terms of medically, he's stronger than what he was. His knees stronger than pre the injury, so it's just a bit sharpness now, ball and passing and brain coordination. And if today's training session was in to go by, plus of course he's not just his pass for Jack's goal on Saturday, which was world class, 2 or 3 of his positional runs and strength runs were terrific to see.
Just finally, in terms of injuries, obviously Ryan Tafazoli missed out of the weekend. He's more or less fit now, ready for selection.
Oh, Taf's fit. You know, not Tapush, he could have played Saturday, but we kept him at the squad. He trained Friday with the group, was excellent. The big fella's trained really hard since we've come in, morning, noon and night, to get, thanks to the medical team who have been with him, of course, as well. But he trained on Saturday privately. Sunday we were all in here with the group. He was excellent, and today the big man's been ploughing through some difficult conditions because of how wet and difficult it was to train, but he's on the team coach heading to Bury.